Hello everyone and welcome to another module of Economics and Law Part 1. I am Dr. Divyansha Kumar, Assistant Professor at Chitkara University, Punjab. Today, we will delve into the topic of economics of cybercrime. Let us begin by understanding the economics of cybercrime. With every change or revolution benefiting mankind, there comes a plethora of expected and unexpected repercussions. The influx of technology and usage of the internet was such a change in our history, especially for the methods for gaining knowledge. UNHRC released its Charter of Human Rights and Principles for the Internet to further solidify the foundations of usage of technology, and India, in its landmark case of Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India in the year 2020, held the right to access the Internet as a fundamental right under Article 19(2) and 6 of the Constitution. However, with these modifications came the downside: cybercrime. The definition of cybercrime is that it refers to the illegal activities conducted through digital means targeting computer systems, networks, or devices to commit offences such as data theft, financial fraud, and unauthorized access. These crimes exploit technological vulnerabilities and can cause significant harm to individuals, businesses, and governments by disrupting operations, stealing sensitive information, and damaging digital infrastructure. Cybercrime encompasses a range of actions from hacking and spreading malware to conducting phishing scams and cyber extortion. Cybercrime can be executed through various methods, each with distinct characteristics and impacts. Here are some common modes of cybercrime. The first is hacking. Now, hacking involves gaining unauthorized access to computer systems or networks. Hackers may exploit security vulnerabilities to steal data, disrupt services, or take control of systems. This can include activities like bypassing passwords, exploiting software bugs, or using malware to gain access. Second is phishing. Now, phishing is a method where cyber criminals impersonate legitimate entities to deceive individuals into revealing sensitive information such as passwords and credit card numbers. This often involves sending emails or messages that appear to be from trusted sources, directing recipients to fraudulent websites. Next is malware. Malware is a short for malicious software, includes various harmful programs like viruses, worms, Trojan horse, and ransomware. These programs can damage or disrupt systems, steal data, or allow unauthorized access. Ransomware specifically encrypts a victim's data and demands payment for decryption. Next is social engineering. Social engineering involves manipulating individuals into divulging confidential information. Cybercriminals exploit human psychology rather than technical vulnerabilities, using tactics like pretexting, baiting, and tailgating to trick people into compromising security. Next is denial of service or DOS and distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks. Now, DOS and DDoS attacks aim to make a service unavailable by overwhelming it with a flood of traffic. While DOS attack comes from a single source, a DDoS attack uses multiple compromised systems to generate the traffic, making it harder to defend against. Next is the identity theft. The identity theft occurs when cyber criminals steal personal information such as social security numbers, bank account details, or credit card information to commit fraud or other crimes. This stolen information can be used to open accounts, make unauthorized purchases, or obtain false identification. Next is the online fraud. Now, online fraud encompasses various schemes designed to deceive and defraud individuals or organizations. This includes online auction fraud, advance fee fraud, and investment fraud. Cybercriminals use false pretenses to trick victims into sending money or providing valuable information. Next is the data breach. Data breaches involve unauthorized access to confidential data stored by companies or organizations. Cyber criminals target databases to steal personal information, intellectual property, or financial data, which can be sold or used for other criminal activities. Next is the cyber stalking. The cyber stalking is the use of the internet and other digital means to harass or intimidate individuals. This can include sending threatening emails, spreading false information online, or using social media to monitor and frighten the victims. Next is called as botnets. Botnets are networks of infected computers controlled remotely by cyber criminals. These compromised systems, often referred to as zombies, can be used to conduct large-scale attacks such as spamming, DDoS attacks, or distributing malware. Next is the cryptojacking. Cryptojacking involves the unauthorized use of someone's computer to mine cryptocurrency. Cybercriminals infect the victim's device with malware that uses its processing power to generate cryptocurrency, often without the user's knowledge. By understanding these various modes of cybercrime, individuals and organizations can better prepare and implement effective security measures to protect against such threats. Now let's talk about theories of cybercrime. Economic theories on cybercrime explore the interplay between economics and criminal behavior in the digital domain. These theories facilitate understanding the motivations behind cybercrime, the methodologies employed by cybercriminals, and the strategies for preventing and mitigation. Here are some key economic theories and concepts related to cybercrime. The first is called as rational choice theory. Rational choice theory asserts that individuals make decisions based on a rational assessment of costs and benefits. In the context of cybercrime, it suggests that cybercriminals evaluate the potential rewards, for example, financial gain, data access, against the risk, example, likelihood of detection, severity of punishment. The effective cybersecurity measures and stricter penalties can elevate the perceived costs, thereby deterring criminal activities. Next is the routine activity theory. The routine activity theory focuses on the circumstances that facilitate crime. It highlights three elements: a motivated offender, a suitable target, and the absence of capable guardians. Applied to cybercrime, this theory indicates that increased online activity or more targets and inadequate cybersecurity measures or lack of guardians create opportunities for motivated cybercriminals. The next theory is called as the economics of information security. This theory examines the market dynamics and economic principles that influence information security practices. It addresses issues such as resource allocation for cybersecurity, cost-benefit analysis of security investments, and economic incentives for developing secure software and systems. It also explores the concept of externalities, where actions by one party, example a company, can impact others, example customers, in terms of data breaches and privacy violations. Next is called as the game theory. The game theory analyzes strategic interactions between different players, where each player's outcome depends on the actions of others. In cybercrime, it models the behavior of cybercriminals, defenders, and victims. The game theory aids in understanding how these players make decisions, anticipate each other's moves, and develop strategies to counter cyber threats. The next theory is market for lemons. The market for lemons theory, introduced by George Akerlof, explains how information asymmetry between buyers and sellers can lead to market failure. Applied to the cybersecurity market, this theory suggests that consumers may struggle to assess the quality of security products and services. This can result in adverse selection, where inferior products drive out superior ones, ultimately diminishing overall security. Next theory is the behavioral economics. The behavioral economics incorporates psychological insights to understand how individuals make decisions in practice, often deviating from rationality. In the context of cybercrime, this theory can explain why individuals might engage in risky online behavior. Example, clicking on suspicious links, despite knowing the potential dangers. It also explores how cognitive biases and heuristics influence both cybercriminals and their victims. Next theory is the cybercrime and economic impact. This aspect focuses on the broader economic impact of cybercrime, including direct cost, example, financial losses from fraud, and indirect cost such as reputational damage, loss of customer trust. It also examines the economic burden on businesses and governments in terms of investments in cybersecurity, infrastructure, and responses to cyber incidents. Next theory is the economics of cybercrime. This broader field studies cybercrime as an economic activity. It involves analyzing the supply and demand for cybercrime services, pricing mechanisms in underground markets, and economic impact of cybercrime on businesses and society. Now, researchers also examine the role of economic incentives in driving cybercriminal behavior and the effectiveness of policy interventions. These economic theories provide valuable frameworks for understanding the complex dynamics of cybercrime and developing effective strategies to combat it. By applying economic principles, policymakers, businesses, and cybersecurity professionals can better anticipate cyber threats, allocate resources efficiently, and design interventions to reduce the prevalence and impact of cybercrime. The next is the economics of cybercrime. Now, the economics of cybercrime delves into the financial dimensions and market mechanics linked to cybercriminal operations. This field scrutinizes the economic motives behind cybercrime, the cost-benefit assessments executed by cybercriminals, the financial ramification for victims and society, and the economic strategies that can be deployed to mitigate these illicit activities. Key facets of this domain are explored as the motivation and incentives. Now, cybercriminals are largely driven by financial incentives. They partake in various illegal activities such as identity theft, financial fraud, ransomware attacks, and intellectual property theft. Comprehending these motivations is fundamental to crafting strategies that dissuade cybercriminals by escalating the cost and diminishing the benefits associated with these activities. Next is the cost-benefit analysis. Cybercriminals perform meticulous cost-benefit analysis to evaluate the potential rewards against the risk of their actions. They consider several factors, including potential financial gain, that is, profits from selling stolen data, ransoms paid by victims, or funds obtained fraudulently. Next, the risk of detection and punishment. The likelihood of apprehension, the severity of legal repercussions, and the efficacy of law enforcement. Next is the operational cost, that is, the expenditures related to launching attacks such as acquiring malware, hiring accomplices, and maintaining anonymity. Next is the cybercrime markets. Cybercrime operates within an underground economy where illicit goods and services are traded. These markets encompass, first, the dark web marketplaces. Those are the platforms for buying and selling of stolen data, malware, hacking tools, and other illegal goods. Next is the ransomware as a service, or RaaS. The business models where cyber criminals provide ransomware tools and services to other criminals in exchange for a portion of the profits. Next is the data brokers, entities that purchase and sell stolen personal information, financial records, and corporate data. Next are the economic impacts on victims. Cybercrime imposes significant economic burdens on individuals, businesses, and governments. These impacts include, first, the direct financial losses, which is money stolen through fraud, ransom paid, and cost incurred in responding to attacks. Next is the indirect costs, reputational damage, loss of customer trust, legal fees, and regulatory penalties. Next is operational disruptions, downtime and productivity losses resulting from cyber attacks, particularly ransomware. Next is the economic impact on society. Cybercrime exerts several broader economic impacts on society, including resource allocation, that is the necessity for businesses and governments to invest heavily in cybersecurity measures, diverts resources from other productive uses. Next is the innovation and growth. Persistent cyber threats can dampen innovation and slow economic growth by introducing uncertainty and risk. Next is the insurance cost. The increasing threat of cyber risk lead to higher premiums for cyber insurance, affecting the operational cost of businesses. Next is the market for cybersecurity. The rising threat of cybercrime has fueled demand for cybersecurity products and services. This market includes cybersecurity firms. Those are the companies that offer solutions such as antivirus softwares, firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and incident response services. Next are the Managed Security Service Providers or MSSPs. These are the firms that provide outsourced monitoring and management of security systems. Next is the insurance companies, providers of cyber insurance policies that help businesses mitigate financial losses from cyber incidents. Next are the externalities and public goods. Cybersecurity can be conceptualized as a public good that generates positive externalities. When an organization invests in robust cybersecurity measures, it not only protects itself but also enhances the overall security of digital ecosystem. Conversely, inadequate cybersecurity in one organization can have negative spillover effects, making others more vulnerable to cyber threats. Now let's talk about the regulation and policy. Governments play a pivotal role in regulating and mitigating cybercrime through various means, including first, legislation or the laws that define cybercrimes and establish penalties. Next, law enforcement, the agencies dedicated to investigating and prosecuting cybercriminals. Next, international cooperation, the collaborative efforts to tackle cross-border cybercrime. Next is the public awareness campaigns, the initiatives to educate individuals and businesses about cybersecurity best practices. Next is the behavioral economics. The behavioral economics provides insight into why individuals and organizations might underinvest the cybersecurity despite being aware of the risks. Factors such as cognitive biases, underestimating threats, and prioritizing short-term gains over long-term security contribute to these decisions. Next is the mitigation strategies. Effective economic strategies to combat cybercrime include the following: incentivizing cybersecurity investments, that is, offering tax breaks, subsidies, or grants for businesses that invest in robust cybersecurity measures. Next is enhancing cooperation, promoting public-private partnerships and information sharing between businesses and government agencies. Next, strengthening legal frameworks, that is, updating laws and regulations to keep pace with evolving cyber threats and ensuring that penalties are sufficiently severe to deter cyber criminals. By applying economic principles to the study of cybercrime, stakeholders can better understand the financial drivers of cybercriminal behavior and develop strategies to minimize the economic impact of cybercrime on society. This comprehensive understanding facilitates more effective allocation of resources, the development of preventive measures, and the formulation of policies to safeguard against the multifaceted threats of cybercrime. A detailed examination of motivations and incentives are understanding the financial motivations behind cybercrime is crucial for developing strategies that deter such activities. Cybercriminals are often driven by the prospect of significant financial rewards. The anonymity of the internet provides a veil of security, making it a lucrative field for those seeking to engage in illegal activities within a reduced risk of immediate apprehension. Next is the nuanced cost-benefit analysis. Cybercriminals meticulously weigh the potential benefits of their actions against the associated risks and costs. This analysis includes the potential financial gains from various cybercrimes such as selling stolen data on the dark web, receiving ransom payments, or executing fraudulent transactions. They also consider the risk of detection, which involves evaluating the effectiveness of law enforcements and cybersecurity measures, as well as the severity of potential legal consequences. Additionally, operational costs such as purchase of malware, hiring skilled accomplices, and efforts to maintain anonymity are factored into their decision-making process. Now, the dynamics of cybercrime markets are: the underground economy for cybercrime is complex and multifaceted, involving a wide range of illicit goods and services. The dark web marketplaces serve as hubs for trading stolen data, malware, and hacking tools. Ransomware as a service models enables less skilled criminals to launch ransomware attacks using sophisticated tools provided by more experienced cybercriminals in exchange for a share of the profits. Data brokers play a significant role by buying and selling stolen personal and corporate information, further fueling the cybercrime economy. Next is the comprehensive economic impact on victims. Now, the economic impact of cybercrime on victims is substantial and multifaceted. Direct financial losses include money stolen through fraudulent activities, ransoms paid to recover data, and costs incurred in responding to attacks. Indirect cost encompasses reputational damage, loss of customer trust, legal fees, and regulatory fines. Moreover, operational disruptions caused by cyber attacks can lead to significant downtime and productivity losses, particularly in cases of ransomware attacks that incapacitate critical systems. Next is the broad economic impact on society. The cybercrime has far-reaching effects on the broader economy. Businesses and governments must allocate significant resources to cybersecurity measures, diverting funds from other productive uses. Persistent cyber threats can stifle innovation and slow economic growth by creating an environment of uncertainty and risk. Additionally, the increasing prevalence of cyber risks drive up premiums for cyber insurance, affecting the operational costs of businesses and adding a financial burden to the economy. Next is the growing market for cybersecurity. The escalating threat for cybercrime has spurred a burgeoning market for cybersecurity products and services. This market encompasses a wide range of solutions, including antivirus software, firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and incident response services provided by cybersecurity firms. Managed security service providers offer outsourced monitoring and management of security systems, catering to businesses that prefer external expertise. Insurance companies also play a crucial role by offering cyber insurance policies that help businesses mitigate financial losses from cyber incidents. Now, conceptualizing cybersecurity as public good. Cybersecurity can be viewed as a public good that yields positive externalities. Investments in robust cybersecurity measures by individual organizations contribute to the overall security of the digital ecosystem, benefiting society at large. Conversely, inadequate cybersecurity in one organization can create vulnerabilities that have negative spillover effects, making other entities more susceptible to cyber threats. This underscores the importance of collective efforts and shared responsibility in enhancing cyber security. With this, we come to the conclusion of today's lecture. The economics of cybercrime provide critical insights into the financial mechanisms and incentives that drive cybercriminal activities. By understanding these economic dimensions, stakeholders can develop more effective strategies to combat cyber threats. The field encompasses the motivations and cost-benefit analysis of cybercriminals, the operation of underground markets, and the substantial financial impacts on victims and society. It also highlights the growing market for cybersecurity solutions and the role of government regulations and policy. With this, we come to the end of today's lecture. Thank you so much.